Stop everything you're doing right now and truly listen to what I'm about to tell you. Have you ever felt that the universe is trying to tell you something? That every prayer of yours, every quiet request you've made in a moment of despair or hope, doesn't simply dissolve into emptiness, but finds its way to something greater than you can imagine. This isn't just another motivational talk about faith and hope. This is the key that will remove the chains of doubt holding you in place your entire life. Imagine for a moment every word you speak in prayer, every thought sent in the silence of your heart, creates a real wave in the quantum field of the universe. This is not poetry. This is not a metaphor. This is physics. Your prayers are not requests thrown into a void. They are commands programming the very fabric of reality. The moment you've been waiting for has already arrived. Think about it. Right now, in this very second as you read these words, the universe hears you. It has always heard you. The only question is, are you ready to hear its answer? Today, I will tell you amazing stories of people whose prayers were answered. But these are not simply stories of miracles. This is a scientific explanation of how the mechanism of answered prayer works, how your consciousness, your faith, and your vibrational energy create a bridge between you and the infinite field of possibilities. Scientific foundation. Your thoughts are literally shaping your reality right now. This is not a metaphor. It's biology and physics. Your brain produces electricity, real, measurable electromagnetic waves. Every thought creates a specific pattern of activity in your neural pathways. Every emotion generates a frequency. When you pray, when your thoughts and feelings come into alignment with your intention, these electromagnetic fields synchronize. We call this coherence, and in that moment, something extraordinary happens. This coherent signal interacts with the quantum field, that very invisible energetic matrix that permeates all existence. At the quantum level, particles exist as waves of possibilities until they are observed. Your attention, your energy, your prayer. They collapse these waves into real events in your life. Scientists call this the observer effect. Spiritual traditions call this prayer, but the essence is one. Your consciousness directly influences matter. Let me explain this even more deeply. When you pray with true faith, you're not just speaking words. You enter a state of heightened vibrational energy. Your heart begins to emit a coherent electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than your brain's field. This field extends several meters around you and interacts with the energetic fields of other people, events, possibilities. This is not magic. This is science. And when you understand this mechanism, when you truly realize that your prayer is not a plea from a weak being, but a command from a creator of your own reality, everything changes. Everything. The problem and its origins. Here's what most people don't understand. Most people pray from a state of need, fear, and desperation. They say, God, please help me. Universe, I need money so badly. I hope everything changes. And you know what energy they're emitting? The energy of shortage, the energy of absence, the energy of doubt. And the quantum field responds to them in exactly the same way, giving them more shortage, more absence, more reasons to doubt. But it's the opposite. Change begins from within. Your prayer should not come from a state of I need, but from a state of I already have. Not from I hope, but from I know. Most people wait for something external to change their internal state, for money to appear, and then they'll feel abundance. for love to come, and then they'll feel joy, for a miracle to happen, and then they'll believe. But here's the catch. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your energy, your state, your vibration. Think about this for a moment. Where did your beliefs about prayer come from? Your mother, your father, your religious upbringing? They were your first experience with the divine. During the first years of your life, you absorbed not only what you were told about God or the universe, but also how the adults around you related to it. If they prayed in fear, you absorbed fear. If they asked in desperation, you learned desperation. Your small, developing brain was like a sponge, absorbing every emotion, every belief. And now, years later, you pray the same way, with fear, with doubt, with the feeling that you're unworthy of an answer. This is not your fault. This is your program. This is an operating system installed in childhood. But here's good news. Any operating system can be reprogrammed. And today, you begin this process. Stay with me through the end of this material, because ahead, principles will be revealed that can change your life forever. Subscribe to Energy of Spirit like this video and leave any comment. For example, 3 sevens, 777. Any comment and like from you helps the YouTube algorithm promote this video so more people can hear this information and transform their lives. Thank you for your support. You are part of this energetic wave of transformation. In-depth problem analysis. First obstacle, the energy of doubt. When you speak the words, I hope, they automatically carry the energy of uncertainty. Listen to how it sounds. I hope God hears me. What stands behind these words? Doubt. What if He doesn't? What if I'm unworthy? What if it doesn't work? Continuous use of the word hope creates a vortex of negative energy around you, a vortex of uncertainty that blocks the channel between you and the quantum field of possibilities. I hope, hope, hope. This is not prayer. This is an energetic signal. I am unsure. And the universe responds, okay, since you're unsure, I won't be sure about my answer either. At the quantum level, your doubt creates interference, static, in the coherent signal of your intention. Imagine trying to tune a radio but constantly turning the dial back and forth. You'll never catch a clear signal. It's the same with prayer. Doubt destroys the frequency of your request. Here's a concrete example from daily life. A woman prays for healing, but every day she repeats, I hope I get better. And what does she get? More days of hope without results. Because her energy is fixed on waiting, on uncertainty, not on confidence and healing. Everything inside you, every doubt, every uncertainty is reflected in the external world. This is not punishment. It's simply the mechanics of energy. Second obstacle, prayer from lack. The next trap is praying from a state of shortage. I need money. I need love. I need health. I need. Every time you speak the words I need, you declare to the universe, I don't have this. And you know what the quantum field does? It agrees with you. It says, yes, you don't have this, and continues to give you a state of shortage. Let me explain the energetic impact through quantum physics. Every word you speak carries a specific frequency. The word need vibrates at the frequency of deficit, emptiness, absence. When you pray with this frequency, you tune yourself to a wave of shortage. And by the law of attraction, which is not mysticism but the foundation of quantum mechanics, like attracts like, you attract more situations where you'll lack something. Here's an everyday example. A person prays, "God, I need a job so badly, I have no money to pay the bills." What is he doing energetically? He's strengthening the vibration of unemployment and poverty. He's visualizing absence. He's feeling panic. And his electromagnetic field radiates this panic into the universe. The result? More rejections, more closed doors. This doesn't mean God or the universe doesn't hear him. They hear him, but they don't hear his words. They hear his vibration. And the vibration says, "I'm poor, I'm unemployed, I lack everything." The quantum field reflects this back. Third obstacle, deferred gratitude. Most people give thanks only after they receive. When I get this job, I'll be so grateful. When I meet my love, I'll thank the universe. When I heal, I'll say thank you. But here's the catch. Gratitude is not a consequence of receiving. Gratitude is the cause of receiving. It's the energetic bridge through which miracles come to you. When you give thanks for what doesn't yet exist in physical reality, you make a quantum leap. You send a signal. This has already happened. Your brain doesn't distinguish whether an event has occurred in reality or in your imagination. If you feel gratitude, neural pathways activate the same way. Neuroplasticity allows your brain to restructure itself, create new connections, tune to the frequency of abundance. And when your brain is tuned to this frequency, the quantum field begins to collapse waves of possibilities into events matching this frequency. Imagine a concrete situation. A woman prays for healing from a chronic illness, but she says, "When I get better, then I'll be grateful." Every day she focuses on the illness, on pain, on what she lacks, and her energetic field remains locked in the vibration of disease. Now, imagine another woman. She prays and immediately gives thanks. "Thank you for my body knowing how to heal itself. Thank you for every cell that's recovering right now." She feels gratitude now. In this present moment, her body responds. Her immune system activates. This is not magic. It's psychoneuroimmunology, the scientifically proven connection between your thoughts, emotions, and physical health. Fourth obstacle, passive waiting. Many people pray and then sit and wait. They think, "I've prayed, now God will do everything." But here's what most people don't understand. Prayer is not a request to a magician. Prayer is the setting of an intention, the launching of a program in the universe's energetic matrix. And then you must act. You must move. You must become a co-creator, not a passive observer. Think about this from the perspective of quantum physics. When you pray, you create a coherent wave of intention. This wave opens possibilities, arranges synchronicities, creates pathways. But these pathways need to be walked. Doors open, but you must walk through them. People open up, but you must speak with them. Opportunities appear, but you must notice them and take them. Here's a real example. A man prays for a new job. He sincerely, with faith, asks the universe. But then he continues lying on the couch, doesn't update his resume, doesn't search for openings, doesn't leave his comfort zone. And he wonders, why doesn't God hear me? But the issue isn't that he's not heard. The issue is that he's not hearing the answer. The universe may have already opened the door, but he didn't stand up to walk to it. Prayer without action is like turning on GPS, but not starting to drive. The route is built, but you're not going anywhere. Fifth obstacle, mismatch between words and feelings. This is perhaps the most subtle and most powerful obstacle. You can speak the right words, use the right affirmations, follow all the instructions. But if deep in your heart lives a contradictory feeling, everything falls apart. Because, as I've said, the universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to vibration, and vibration is what you feel. Your brain can say, I deserve love, but if your heart whispers, no, you're not good enough, the second signal is stronger. Why? Because the electromagnetic field of the heart is 5,000 times more powerful than the brain's field. This is not a metaphor, it's physics. The Institute of HeartMath conducted research showing that the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. The heart is the main generator of coherence in the body. And if your heart is not aligned with your words, there's no coherence. There's only discord. Here's a concrete example. A woman prays for love. She says, I'm ready for relationships. I'm open to love. But every time someone shows interest, an old program activates inside. He'll leave anyway, like everyone does. She doesn't realize this, but her subconscious radiates energy of fear, distrust, expectation of pain. And what happens? Relationships don't work out. Not because the universe is cruel, but because her true vibration is fear, not openness. Everything inside you is reflected in the external world, not your words, your feelings. Sixth obstacle, prayer as a deal. Another common mistake, turning prayer into a bargain. God, if you give me this job, I'll be better. Universe, if you heal me, I'll change my life. This is not prayer. This is an attempt at manipulation. This is the energy of distrust, disguised as a promise. You're essentially saying, I don't believe you'll give me this just like that. So, I'm offering an exchange. But here's the catch. The quantum field, the universe, God, whatever you call it, doesn't do deals. Not because it's cruel, but because the law of energy works differently. You get what you're vibrationally tuned to, not what you promise to get in the future. Your promises are words. Your vibration is reality. And if your vibration says, I'll get this only if, then you're stuck in conditionality, in distrust. Let me explain with an example. A man is sick. He prays, God, if you heal me, I'll dedicate my life to serving people. It sounds noble, right? But energetically, it sounds like, I don't believe I deserve healing just like that. I have to pay. And this program of unworthiness blocks the flow of healing energy. Compare it to another approach. I'm grateful for healing. My body knows how to recover. I already serve the world by simply existing. Feel the difference? In the second case, there are no conditions. There's trust, there's acceptance, and that's what opens the channel. Seventh obstacle, inability to let go. The last, but not less important, many people pray and then cling to the outcome in desperation. They check every day. Has it come yet? Has it happened? Why not yet? This is obsessive control, and this is the energy of distrust. When you can't let go, you're telling the universe, I don't believe you can handle this without my constant supervision. Think about this for a moment. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process, you water it, give it sun, and wait. It's the same with prayer. After you've sent your intention to the universe, your job is to let go, to trust, to live as if it's already on its way, not obsessively checking, but calmly knowing. Here's an example. A person prays for abundance, but every day he obsessively checks his bank account, counts money, panics. His energy is panic. His vibration is shortage. And what does he attract? More reasons for panic and shortage. Now imagine another person. He prays for abundance, gives thanks, and lets go. He lives his life, trusting that the universe is already working. He's open to opportunities, but not obsessed with results. And you know what? Opportunities come, not because he earned it, but because his energy allowed them to come. The path to healing. So how do you pray correctly? How do you create that very coherence that will open the channel between you and the infinite field of possibilities? First step, radical honesty. You must be ready to look at the truth without filters. What is your true vibration when you pray? Do you pray from fear or from love, from shortage or from abundance, from doubt or from confidence? You cannot change what you refuse to see, and you cannot heal what you refuse to feel. Look inside, honestly, without judgment. Simply observe. Second step, awareness. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Without awareness, there's no choice. You simply act on autopilot, repeating old programs. But with awareness comes power. You see, oh, I'm praying from fear. This isn't me. This is an old program recorded in childhood. And in that moment, you gain a choice. You can stop and choose a different vibration. With awareness comes freedom. Third step, change your state before prayer. Try this simple exercise right now. Take 3 deep breaths. Slowly, breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Feel how your body relaxes. Now place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. Imagine that with every beat, your heart radiates light. Remember a moment of gratitude, any moment when you felt true gratitude. Linger in this feeling. This is coherence. This is the state from which you need to pray. Fourth step, pray from a state of already fulfilled, not please give me, but thank you. It's already on its way. Feel the difference. When you say give me, you're in shortage. When you say thank you, you're in abundance. The universe doesn't hear your words, it hears your energy. Pray as if your desire is already fulfilled. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude. This emotion is your key. Fifth step, act as a co-creator. After praying, don't wait passively. Move. Be attentive to signs. Open yourself to opportunities. When you see an open door, enter. When you feel an inner nudge, follow it. The universe speaks in the language of intuition, synchronicities, random meetings. Be a channel for your own prayers. New words of power. Here's your new energetic program. Replace old words of shortage with words of power. Instead of I hope, I know. Instead of I need, I already have. Instead of I can't, I am capable. Instead of someday, now. Instead of please give me, thank you for already giving. And here's a list of affirmations you can use in your prayers every day. I trust life's process. I am safe in the universe's embrace. My body knows how to heal. My energy is open to miracles. I choose joy in every moment. My word is creative vibration. I am worthy of all blessings. My prayer is heard right now. I am co-creator of my reality. Everything I need is already coming to me. Repeat these words not mechanically, but with feeling. Every word you speak is a command to the universe. Speak consciously. Speak with faith. Speak with the energy of gratitude. Examples of great people. If J.K. is now rolling, had told herself, I hope someday I'll become a writer, sitting in a cafe with no money, a child in her arms, she would never have achieved the fame she has today. She prayed differently. She wrote as if her books were already bestsellers. She acted from the state of, I am already a writer, not, I want to become one. And the universe responded. Oprah Winfrey pulled herself out of poverty and childhood trauma not because she hoped for something better. She knew. She told the universe, "I was created for something greater." And even when reality screamed no, her vibration screamed yes. She prayed through action, faith, unbreakable confidence, and life restructured itself around her energy. Steve Jobs said that people who changed the world are not smarter than you. They just believe they can. They don't pray with words, but with intention, action, creation. They don't wait for permission from the universe. They give themselves permission and go. And the universe, seeing their determination, their faith, their coherent energy, parts the way and says, "Yes, go." Powerful conclusion. Your life is not happening to you. It's responding to you. Every prayer you speak, every thought you think, every emotion you feel, this is a command to the quantum field, and it obeys, always. The question isn't whether the universe hears your prayers. The question is what vibration you're sending along with those prayers. Perfect timing isn't about luck. It's about alignment. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in coherence, when you pray from a state of gratitude and faith rather than shortage and fear, everything aligns. Doors open, people appear, opportunities materialize. This is not magic. This is the physics of consciousness. You are exactly where you need to be right now. Every trial prepared you for this moment. Every unanswered prayer in the past wasn't a rejection, but a redirection. The universe always leads you to what's better, even when you don't see it. Trust the process. Trust your path. Trust that He hears everyone, including you. Your future is not determined by your past. It's determined by the vibration you're emitting right now. Right in this second. Right now, something wonderful is making its way to you. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. It's already in motion. Your job is to open yourself, to attune, to align. Choose your thoughts carefully. Choose your words intentionally. Choose your feelings consciously. These choices create your future, not tomorrow, now, in this very moment. The universe is listening. It has always listened. Now you know how to speak its language, the language of vibration, the language of faith, the language of gratitude. Go and pray differently, not as a supplicant, but as a creator, not from fear, but from love, not from shortage, but from abundance. And watch how your life transforms. Miracle after miracle, answer after answer, blessing after blessing. He hears everyone, including you. He has always heard, and He has always answered. Now you're ready to hear this answer.